Good morning. Welcome to Tea Time with Tanya. I'm Tanya. How you doing today? Today is Monday, March 14th, 2022. We are already in the middle of March. This year is going with a quickness. Let's start today off with a blessing, shall we? Dear universe, dear creator, dear spirit guides, please give us a blessing. There it is. Oh, look at this tree. The blessing of letting go. Free yourself from negative entanglements by letting go of emotional ties, beliefs, and outdated ways of thinking that no longer serve you. You have the power. That which you let go will transform into an endless blessing. Let me read this again. The blessing of letting go. Free yourself from negative entanglements by letting go of emotional ties, beliefs, and outdated ways of thinking that no longer serve you. You have the power. That which you let go will transform into an endless blessing. Namaste. Let that mess go. If it's harming you, let it go. If it causes you fear, let it go. If it makes you angry, let it go. Okay? Hold on to things that bring levity and joy into your life. Hold on to things that bring you bliss and unbridled happiness. I love you. Good morning. Let's get this show on the road. All right. My first question today is from Denise. And Denise would like to know, will Moderna um, have a vaccine available to children younger than 5 years old and younger this year? Will Moderna have a vaccination for children 5 years old and younger that will be approved this year? Will Moderna have a vaccination for children 5 years and younger this year? Here we go. Yes. Okay. All right. Here's your answer, Denise. Yes. Moderna is working in partnership with another company. Okay. Um, it's costing some money. Of course, money is always the harbinger on a lot of this stuff. So it is being worked on. They are putting the effort into it that it needs. They are being making sure that it is resilient. Resilient is the word that's coming up. I don't know if the virus that the vaccine is resilient. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm being told. Resiliency of the vaccine. They are testing on the resiliency of the vaccine to make sure that it's safe for the younger body. That's what it is. They don't want to do anything too quickly that will harm the children. That's why they are being careful and trying not to make any missteps. They are going after this virus with everything that they have in it to make sure that there is a good outcome. And here's our answer. The last card is the victory card. Yes, Denise. Moderna, it will have a vaccine available to children 5 and younger this year. They are working on it. They are in partnership with other pharmaceutical companies to make sure that it is safe and that it is resilient. I don't know if it's something about the shelf life of the vaccine or something. Something about resiliency is the only um, hang up right now. Okay. My next question is from Beautiful Girl. And Beautiful Girl says Marco Rubio and Senators Marco Rubio and Steve uh, Daines outed Zelensky's location during a um, Twitter call after Zelensky and the Ukrainians asked people not to divulge their location. And Marco Rubio and Steve Daines decided to screenshot where he was and send it out. So, were they intentionally trying to harm Zelensky, or were they intentionally trying to harm Zelensky and help Putin? Were they intentionally trying to harm Zelensky and help Putin? Marco Rubio and Steve Daines outed Zelensky's location during a Twitter uh, feed. Was this intentional, and was this done to aid Putin? Here we go. Mm. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. This is disturbing. First card, we get the devil. Okay? This is where Marco Rubio and Steve Daines' intentions lie. Yes. Yes. The answer is yes. The Marco Rubio and Steve Daines are on Team Trump. They are on Team um, Putin. They are giving away all of the movements. Anything that they know, they are giving away the movements. They're going to try to distance themselves from this, but it's going to be too late. What they are doing is going to cause heartache, not only for people in the Ukraine, but for people of the GOP, because this is going to cause them to not get invited, to not be a part of things, because they are showing themselves to be traitors, to be enablers. They are being obstructionists. Okay, this is what the GOP is doing. Anything that is meant to help, they are going to put roadblocks up. They are going to obstruct. They are trying to help Putin in any way that they can because Putin has compromise on them. Putin is running their reelection campaigns. Here's our answer. Here's our Ace of Wands. Okay? This is going to turn around and come back at Rubio and Gaines. Okay? This is going to come back at them. This is a form of treason. Even though it's not against the United States, it's with an ally of the United States. And what they're doing, they know what they're doing, and it's against their oath of office. This is them with their big mouths. Okay, this is what they're doing. Anything they know, they are singing. They are giving all the information about everything they know to the people who don't need to know it. This is going to cause death. Okay, they are giving away sensitive information, allowing Putin a backdoor into operations in the Ukraine. Okay, so beautiful girl. Rubio and Daines are trying to harm uh, Vladimir Zelensky by outing him and letting Putin know, or the ambassadors or the Russians know where he is when they know where he is. It's disgusting. Okay, here's an interesting question. Now, the world news doesn't like to talk about Africa, and Africa is the largest continent on this planet. Africa is also going to be a pivotal country in dealing with the reconstruction of this earth. Will Africans align with Russians if there's a world war? Will African nations align with the Russians or the Chinese? So what I'm saying, will will the Africans align themselves with the Russians or the Chinese against the West if there is a world conflict? There we go. Will African countries align itself with China and Russia against the West if there is a global conflict? Here we go. Unfortunately, guys, the answer is yes. The answer is yes, and this is in the future position. But right in front of it, we have death. And I wanted to ask this question because we as Americans do not understand. We don't get the news of the world. China and Russia have been going through Africa. Um, Russia has been providing scholarships for African students, building infrastructure in certain villages, building up allies with certain nations. America has every time uh, distanced itself from Africa. No help, no nothing, okay? And we have to say it for what it is. And UNICEF saying that to send money to starving children is not the American government making an ally of the largest continent on the planet. And people have to ask themselves why. Why come the European nations do not embrace Africa? This is going to be the crux of everything. Everything is going to come back to Africa. Okay? Everything is going to come back to Africa. The answer for this question though is we get a yes. But I need you guys to understand why. Okay? Every industrialized country has gone into Africa and raped her of her resources, robbed, pillaged, murdered, enslaved, and then left a scar on the landscape. Garbage, trash, poverty, desperation. Africa was a thriving continent before it was invaded. And then all the European countries and Asian countries, and well, China, that invaded Africa have done nothing but leave it a desolate mess, leaving the people worse off at every turn. And then the whole world turns its back on the black man and acts like the black man is a pariah or a scourge. This, this is what all the rest of this is about. Okay? Capitalism was built on the back of the black man. Slavery was money. We have been enslaved ever since. Okay? Ever since. All of us, in different ways, but all enslaved. Everyone must think about this. Just put a little bit of mental energy into the why the whole world has turned its back on the black man and why the whole world hates the black man, because in that is the answer and also the door of how we get out of where we are now. And it comes full circle, guys. You can believe me or don't. You can believe me or don't. But if you live in America and you have eyes and ears and you are not pretending that things aren't as they are, then you see exactly what I'm talking about. Why this country refuses to make reparations to the stolen people, that were brought to this continent, raped, murdered, killed, subjected to horrors. That's a question everybody needs to put a little bit of mental energy into. The veil is thinning. The truth is coming out, and oh my gosh, the truth is horrible. But you have to be willing and strong enough to understand the truth so that we can break this cycle. And it is going to take every single one of us changing our mindset about people and our responsibility to this planet and to what is right. Okay, I'm going to get off that question. My next question is, will the United States launch an air defense against Russia in defense of the Ukraine? Will the United States launch an air defense against Russia in defense of the Ukraine? Which would basically be the start of World War III, according to Vladimir. Will the United States launch an air defense against Russia in defense of the Ukraine? Yes, yes, they will. And it was the first card out. But it won't be the United States alone. The United States will be in partnership with another country to launch an air um, offense um, with against Russia. And I said offense. So yeah, yeah, yes. The United States is going to become involved in a air defensive fight against Russia. They are trying to keep this as quiet as they can. This is going to cause some fluctuations with the money. We're going to have to really watch our pockets when this happens. When the war starts, it's going to cause hardship, heartache, because big business is going to do more of what big business is doing now. Price gouging, increasing the price of everything. Guys, we as Americans, I want you to understand what's going on. We as Americans pay more for everyday goods than anybody else. Russians are still paying less now without any help from anybody else. They are still paying less now for a lot of their goods than we are here. And we're not in a war. Okay. We pay the highest prices in almost the world for everyday goods because we allow big business to set prices, price gouge, and we don't do anything about it. Okay? We continue to buy. We eat, 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 and eat, and we keep feeding the beast. This is going to turn around and hurt us because we have to start doing things that make sense. But anyway, the question was, will the United States fire against Russia in defense of the UK? This is going to cost money. This is going to cause a lot of loss. I've got the devil and I've got the repose card in this draw. This is going to cause a lot of human loss, not just between the United States and Russia. This is going to cause loss globally. All of this is to get us to a better place, to stop bad people from doing bad things, and to get to a place of calm. We have to break the system. War is not an answer to anything. War only causes death, harm, and despair. It has never fixed any problems. All it does is kill innocent civilians, okay? The last card is the devil. Force, fatality, ruin, destruction, desolation. That's what war does. However, the question was, will the United States get involved in fighting off the Russians in defense of the Ukraine? And the answer is yes. Yes, the United States will put planes in the air and help defend the Ukraine. My next question, and I forgot to write down who asked this, but this is about free will. Free will and the human condition. What is free will, and why, are we always worried about infringing on uh, our free will or someone else's free will? Okay, the simplest way I can explain free will to you is the ability to go against your own best interests. Okay, that's what free will is. Free will is somebody telling you that this is a stove and that flame in the middle is hot, and that flame in the middle can burn you or even kill you if you touch it. Free will is taking that advice and deciding to ignore it and telling yourself, yeah, well, I've been told that fire is hot and that it can burn me, but I don't believe them, so I'm going to see for myself. And then you stick your hand into the flame and you burn yourself. You burnt yourself because of free will. You were told that fire is hot. You were shown that fire is hot. Somebody may have lit a piece of paper or let you hold your hand above the flame to feel the heat. However, free will told the individual that it doesn't matter what I saw, what I was taught, or what I hear, or what I've learned. I'm going to take my life into my own hands, and I'm going to touch this flame to see for myself what happens. That is free will in a nutshell. I mean, I may have oversimplified it, but it is literally the ability to go against your own best wishes, best interests. Okay, that's what free will is. That's what we fight so hard for. What we fight so hard for. Okay, I want you to understand something. I want you to understand how the best civilizations operate. Look at the bee, look at the ant. It's a colony. But what it is, it's billions of individuals with a single mindedness. And that single mindedness is on the safety, protection, and prospering of the whole, not of the one. Free will means you separate yourself from the whole, from the community, and you are out on your own doing your own thing, even if it hurts you or hurts the whole community. Successful colonies, the single mindedness is in the success of the colony. Free will is only the success of the individual. They could care less about the colony. Okay? All right. Faith, love, and ascension. We are going through some trying times right now. Everything is being tested. our faith, our relationships, understanding where we are and where we're going as a people in this ascension process. And we are moving and we are being ready to take the next step in our evolutionary process. We are moving through space and time. Our mindsets are changing, our bodies are changing, our opinions are changing. And this is hard. Our belief systems are being challenged. Disclosure will come very soon. For a lot of you, you may have already seen. This is the time to put fear aside. Okay? We are going to see, hear, and be exposed to things that are going to shock us. In war on television already. I mean, even on YouTube, I've seen clips of where there are bodies being exploded, bodies flipping through the air, hearing gun. It looks like something out of a blockbuster movie. But this is our existence. This is people killing people for no reason. No reason at all. This is what we have to understand. This is what has to shock our sensibilities. We cannot normalize this. Putin went across to another country, lied, and started shooting at them. The rest of the world has stood by and allowed him to go across that border on a lie and take human life for no reason other than he can. We have to understand what we allow to happen, what we are seeing, and we cannot just gloss it over and pretend like, oh, it's okay. This is part of the problem. Our own mindset, they have us so jaded that we could care less about the human lives that are being snatched out of existence by one man hell bent on world domination. And all these powerful, powerful countries are standing back and allowing these lives to be taken. Okay? We have to see things for what they are and how they are. The last thing I'm going to touch on, and this is going to be a real short video, is positive self-talk and ego cleansing. Okay? A lot of things we have to do is get out of our own way. If we want our lives to change, we have to change our lives. We have to look in the mirror and see the truth that is us. We have to look in the mirror and see the nasty things that are inside of us. We have to deal with those things and then let them go. And the way to do that is not to beat up on yourself, but to accept who you are and consciously make the effort to be our best self. To understand that when we criticize other people, we're criticizing ourselves. That everything we do is a reflection. Everything that we say or do to other people is a reflection of us. So if you pretend to be somebody's friend and you talk about them like a dog behind their back, that is a representation of who you are. That's saying that you're not a trustworthy person, that you use your voice to harm others instead of lifting them up. And I'm going to say it the way that it has to be said. Gossiping and backbiting is showing who you are as a person. Everything that comes out of your mouth about somebody else, you may as well be speaking it to a mirror, because that is exactly what is bouncing back at you. Choose your words. Choose your words. Choose how you react and how you respond to people, because you're throwing it right back at yourself. All those knives that you think you're throwing at another person are literally coming right back and hitting you in your own heart. That's why you should never worry. You should never be concerned about what somebody else is saying about you. It doesn't matter. Does it change anything about your life? Okay? We have to get out of this cycle, and this is part of spiritual growth. That's why I'm putting this at the end of this video for those who actually stayed here this long. We are in a cycle of change, spiritual growth. Everything that is going on is to prepare us for our next step. But we have to be our best. We have to be able to survive in the new world. We have to be able to create it and continuously create. We can't destroy and expect things to grow. We have to plant the seeds. We have to till the soil. We have to make sure that our intentions are taken care of so that they can blossom and grow. We do a real good job with our negative intentions, with war, with hate, with envy, greed, and jealousy. Oh, we have no problem. Oh, tilling the soil and planting the seeds. Oh, we can grow gardens of hate and mistrust and degradation. But when we try to plant our gardens of good, all of a sudden everybody runs out of energy and nobody knows how to do it. The way you do it is the exact opposite way of planting that garden of hate. It starts with us. It starts with us being good to ourselves and then looking for the good in others all the time. Try to see the good in others, even those that you dislike, even people like Trump and all of them. Because when we hold hatred against somebody, that lowers our own self. You can't be of two minds and grow. You can't. We have to come back to the ant colony, to the bee colony, to the single-mindedness, that we all prosper. When one prospers, we all prosper. Okay? This is the coming together, the unitedness that we have to learn how to attain. Build your clans, repair your relationships. Open your heart to love. Let go of pettiness, jealousy, envy, and above all, hate. Okay? To change this world, we have to change the way we think. We have to change the way we react, and we have to change the way we speak. I love you. Namaste. Tomorrow, the weather should change. It really should. This weekend should be much more pleasant for about a large swath of the United States. Okay? And every day past this, we will be getting better and better weather. There will still be storms this week. Yes, there will still be some snow, but it should lessen up and we should start to turn the corner. We are now exiting winter. Winter has passed. It was hard. Spring is going to be a rough one as well. Be prepared. It's time for us to change. It's time for us to transform like butterflies. It's time for us to grow. I love you. I love you. I love you. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a blessed day. Namaste, guys. Bye bye.